Hi, everybody. It's Rusty Smith for Record Mix Repeat. Nice rainy day here in Southern California. If you're like me and you have a project studio, more than likely it's in one room. Now, when I was a recording engineer working in studios, we always had a performance room and we had a control room. Most project studios like mine, you don't have that luxury. Everything's in the same room. So when it comes to recording guitars, I tend to use modeling because if I'm putting ideas together, I'll use an aux box, or I'll use a Tone Master Pro pedal board, or I'll use a Tone Master amplifier, and I'll come direct out because I don't want to hurt my ears because they suffered enough when I was a professional recording engineer mixing music and mixing television shows and movies. And they ring all the time. So, hate loudness. But one thing is a fact. A mic'd cabinet most of the time sounds better than a modeled cabinet that you don't have to hurt your ears with. So this video is about comparing mic'd cabinets to modeled sounds, okay? With the same performance. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, the song we're going to be messing around with is it's a demo of a song. It's not completely written. I mean, I've got it arranged. I've got the chord changes, and I've got a drum track and a bass track, and I put down 3 guitar tracks. And all guitar tracks that I laid down, I went through modeling. So the first one, it's a Telecaster through a Bad Cat amp through an aux box. And the second one is a Stratocaster through the Bad Cat with different settings, and then through the aux box with a different modeled speaker. And then the third track is a Telecaster through a Tone Master Pro pedal board with just a modeled amplifier inside of there, going through a chorus unit on the B side of the amplifier. They sound just fine, and after all, this is just a demo. You're going to send to a drummer friend to see if he's wanting to play on it. But my curiosity got the best of me. I thought, well, you just tracked a guitar last week through a guitar amp, and you mic'd the cabinet, and you liked the way it sounded, so why not retrack these guitars and see if you like that result? So when I recorded each of these guitar parts, I got a direct feed off the guitar itself as a split and recorded that onto a track, so I would have the guitar itself, so if later on, if I wanted to reamp, I could. I always do this. It's one of my practices that I always do. As I said, there were 3 guitar parts recorded, and these are the 3 parts: EGT2, EGT Crunch, and then EGT Tone Master Pro. So in tracking, I used 2 mics on the cabinets. I used an SM57 and a 451. So here are the 2 tracks for the EGT2 part, and the RA means reamp. Incorporated a room mic on the Crunch part. Got the 57, the 451, and then the room mic. Same thing here on the Tone Master Pro part, 57, 451, and room mic. The 57 and the 451 are in phase with each other. You can get down and see right down, you can see right here. They're lined up perfectly, so the mics are in phase. Worked out real good. I got a video coming up about how to make sure your mics are in phase if you use 2 mics. And a link for that video hopefully should be up in this corner right now. So that is the tracking scheme I used. I want to go back and forth between the modeled recording and the cabinet recording, but I don't want to tell you which is which because it's more fun. You don't know. There'll be Group A and there'll be Group B all through the video. So we'll figure out which is which later on. All right, here's a section of the verse, a loop, and we'll go back and forth between these 2 things. They sound very similar. I'm the first to admit it. Moving on, let's continue with our little thing here, Models v Cabinets. Here's a section of the chorus in a loop for you. So the difference is there, and it is subtle. The big question is it worth the effort to get all the amps set up the way you'll need to get the cabinets mic'd up the way you need to run the mics into the mic pre's, and then to run the routing and to record it again with the DI. So what exactly did I have to go through to get this done, huh? Well, that DI signal went into an X-Amp amp driver, and then from there it went to one of two places, a Bad Cat amp or my Tone Master Pro pedal board. And from there we went into an aux box, and then the aux box was either patched into a Marshall cabinet that had a 12-inch Celestion marquee speaker, not the greatest, or a Vox cabinet with a 12-inch Celestion greenback, much better. And the cabinets were mic'd by a 57 and a 451 right next to each other in phase, and those were patched into two API 512Cs. I also had a WA67 room mic that was patched into an SSL alpha channel. So, is it worth it? Well, when you're doing it, you don't know. You got to do it to find out. And if it is better, then that's great. I will say that if you have a more aggressive tone, more distortion, more bite, if you're trying to go for a more aggressive sound, then a cabinet's probably going to be better. I do know that if I'm going to record a lead that's a very Marshall sounding lead, I will mic my Marshall, because there's an interaction between the guitar and the cabinet. Also, it's a matter of, well, what are you working on exactly here? If you're just doing a demo, modeling's fine, in my opinion. And that's what I do most of the time when I am doing demos. But if you've got a rhythm track that you've done with other folks on a song and it's turned out real well, and you're doing overdubs, if you have the luxury of being able to mic that cabinet in that session or during an overdub, by all means, I'll do that. Sometimes a model thing is going to sound better than a cabinet, depending upon the amp and the cabinet and your performance, etc. All sorts of variables. So once again, here we go. Comparison, Group A, Group B. You just got to get back to me and tell me which one you think sounds better. Which one sounds better? Let me know in the comments. After I get a few replies, I'll let you know which group is the model and which group is the cabinets. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe and ring the bell. This is Rusty Smith for Record Mix Repeat. Thanks for watching.